Here's some tips for rebuilding wheels, and also if you're putting a new spoke in a wheel. Getting the right length doesn't always mean you need to measure it up. If you just take the rim tape off and have a look at the spoke and see how far it's gone into the nipple, you can work out whether it needs to be the same length again, or whether you need to make it a little bit shorter or a little bit longer for it to be the right length. So if you're just putting a new spoke into a wheel, really you should just use the same length that came out of it, and that way it'll be nice and balanced like the rest of the wheel was. The other thing to remember when rebuilding a wheel is use new spokes. Don't use the old spokes because it's a waste of time and a waste of money. And also the spokes are already fatigued. So even if you're just doing a re-rim, it really isn't worth doing because it's a time waster, and also the spokes aren't really up to it anymore because they're already pre-used. So what you're going to do is cut the spokes out. But before you cut the spokes out, work out whether you're going to use the rim again or not. If you're not going to use the rim, then you can just cut it out of tension. But make sure the rim tape is still on there because the spokes will come flying out at quite a velocity. And if they hit you in the wrong place, you could be injured or even dead. If you are going to use the rim again, what you need to do is go around the wheel and loosen off the spokes. You know, just take some tension off the whole wheel, like a couple of turns or whatever it needs to be before you cut the spokes. Otherwise, what will happen, 5 times out of 10 is if you cut the spokes while it's all under tension, where it goes bang and the rim moves suddenly, it'll be stuck there for good and you'll never get that straightened up properly. Okay, so when it comes to rebuilding wheels that have been ridden, what you'll often find is that the spokes have been put into the flange, or well, out of the flange really. So they basically made a little bit of indentation in the direction that they've been pulling, whether that be backwards or forwards. So what I do when I rebuild the wheel is I put the spokes into the opposing holes. So the ones that were going backwards to start with, so they're going to leave a little ding in the hole going backwards, I put them the other way round. And I do that to make sure that the hub lasts much longer. You'll find if the wheel's been built asymmetrically, the problem you'll have is that on one side you won't be able to do that. So what I would do is I'd work on the side that's the tightest and make sure they go into the opposite holes. So they're not going into the holes and pulling the same direction that they did before. This will make your hub last a lot longer. So I hope this video of rebuilding wheels has been a benefit to you and will help you do it much easier, much safer and much quicker. Please check out my other videos I've been putting up for pro wheel building tips and other bits and pieces. And if you like this one, subscribe, give me some thumbs up and leave any comments you want down below. Get out there, have some fun on your bike, don't spend all the time in your workshop.